Yo, here's some footage of us putting up the tree. Alright, so I guess we're doing the whole voiceover thing now. And I know what you're thinking. There's no way she can talk for 6 minutes straight. And, well, you'd be surprised. Talking to myself is an art. And I owe my ability to narrate my life thanks to streaming my makeup, DIY projects, gameplay, all that good stuff. Putting up the Christmas tree is one of my favorite things to do, and I feel like most of the time my mom just kind of lets me do whatever I want with it. When we were younger, there was this Kmart by our house that was closing, I think right before the end of the year. My mom took advantage of that by buying, I think, 1 or 2 sets of almost every color of ornament. And if we were ever missing any colors of ornaments, my mom would just wait until the day after Christmas to go into a department store to buy some. We would decide on a tree theme on the year before, and that kind of just helped us sort out whether or not we had enough ornaments in the color scheme that we wanted. And if not, we would just go hunting for them when everything was deeply discounted already as it was. This year though, we had a whole new tree. And with that, I also had some ornaments that I had bought last year. And these ornaments in particular are very special to me because, for one thing, they're in my favorite colors. The Filipino calves say what's up, by the way. But these ornaments are also the ones that I bought for myself when I was living by myself last year in Colorado. So I asked my mom if she was okay with me recreating that tree here at home, and she said yes. So that's what we were doing. The first thing that I like to do when decorating a tree is the ribbon. I feel like whenever you do that first, it's a lot easier to fill up any empty spaces afterwards. I like to make sure that I'm using a wired ribbon on here as well. That way I'm able to pinch and tuck the ribbon into the tree and make this nice kind of fluffy look with it. And once that's done, I'll start going in with all the ornaments. I have these floral ornaments that I made a couple of years ago that are going into the tree first. They're mostly white, but they also have some hints of gold in them. And then after putting up the star, I'm going to start putting in those ball ornaments that I told you I brought with me from Colorado. And by now, I'm sure somebody's gonna ask, Tony, why is your tree on an end table? We used to have this like 5-foot tree, and we would put it on this table just to make it a little bit taller. This tree itself is 6.5 feet tall, but we still put it on the end table because we don't have a lot of floor space to begin with, but it also just makes it easier to put presents under the tree and to keep it organized. I am going in now with these sunflower ornaments that I had also made, and then I'm going to continue putting in these ball ornaments all around the tree until we're all out. Honestly, I find decorating the tree so relaxing. It's just so easy to make a Christmas tree so beautiful. Once we were done putting these ornaments in, we went back in with a couple more white ornaments and then called it a day at this point just because there was some burgundy ornaments I was going to be making. And then once we did that, our tree would be officially complete. But here's what it looks like when we turn on all of the lights. It's like a soft white. So last year I got these burgundy flowers that I wanted to incorporate into our tree, but I wasn't sure yet how I was going to do it. And I definitely wanted to make them more 3-dimensional than my other floral ornaments that are currently on the tree. And I was able to achieve that using some hot glue, some hair ties, and a little bit of origami. Currently, what you see me doing is making a bunch of origami pyramids. And after I pair these off, they will be the base of the ornaments. I chose a black paper over any other color just because it hides under the burgundy well. I've also had this paper deck just kind of lying around since my gel pen era like 20 years ago, so using this paper is definitely the cost-effective option. Using this paper also saved me a lot of time and effort because it's already in the squares that I needed. Having to cut down paper would have given me a little bit too much room for error, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I am basically just doing all of the prep work for the ornaments, so I'm cutting down and assembling all of the pyramids. I am separating the flowers from the stems, and then I'm also separating all of the leaves as well. And then once I finish all of this stuff, what I'm going to end up doing is just creating a bit of a knot on the end of each of these hair ties, just to give something to kind of glue down and hold on to the ornaments. I don't exactly remember what this knot is called, but having this knot will make it a lot easier for us to glue them onto the ornaments themselves. I think with all of the materials that I had, I made about 6 or 8 ornaments. I probably could have made more if I didn't want them as fluffy, but I wanted them fluffy. So here I'm just putting some glue down and then sticking the knot in the hair tie that we made onto one of the pyramids. And then after that's cooled down a bit, I'm going to go back in with some hot glue on each of the corners to connect it to another pyramid. I'm going to do this for each set, and the final bases for the ornaments should look like this. I picked this shape for origami over any other just because they're pretty stable on their own, and they also allow a flat surface for me to glue down the flowers onto afterwards. Even if I wasn't to cover these all in flowers, I feel like they're also a really cool shape for just a different kind of ornament. Once I have every element ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and take an ornament and first stick a couple of leaves all around it. I think I did 3 or 4 leaves per ornament. And once that's done, I'm just going to take my time going around each of the sides and sticking flowers all over it, filling in any extra gaps, just kind of working until I'm satisfied. I'm gluing down each flower from their center and leaving all the petals kind of free. And the end result for each of these is a lot rounder than I was anticipating, but I still like how they came out. I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough flowers to finish all ornaments, but I actually had more than enough. Ended up actually going back in and adding more later to some of the ornaments to make them more fluffy. This is what one of the ornaments looks like after they're all done. It reminds me just a little bit of hydrangeas. And after all of these ornaments are done, it's time to start putting them finally on the tree. You can see the tree a little bit better from this angle and truly see how many florals I incorporated into the tree overall. Adding these burgundy ornaments in really just helps add another pop of color that we needed. And I love how the tree came out overall. So yeah, that's basically our Christmas tree for 2023. Hope you liked how it came out and enjoyed this video. Until next time,